Ever wondered how many clients you're losing every single month? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can calculate your agency's churn rate. Now, churn is just a fancy number to let you know the percentage of clients you're losing over a set period of time. So, for example, let's say I've got 10 clients at the start of the month, and at the end of the month, I have 8 people, meaning 2 people have left. In this specific month, my churn rate will be 20% because I've lost 2 out of the 10 people that were there at the start of the month. Now, our goal as agency owners is to decrease this number so we can make more money and provide our clients with a better experience so they won't churn out and leave us. This is a very important number to track in your agency. So my goal for this video is to use this spreadsheet right here to allow you to calculate your churn, estimate your churn, and then I'm going to be going over 2 different ways you can actually use this magical number within your agency to improve your client experience and hopefully make some more money. So what is the easiest way for someone to actually track churn? Firstly, let's talk about the equation for churn. So churn is just the number of clients that left during a certain period divided by the number of clients at the start of the period, and obviously if you want a percentage, you times it by 100. So for example, let's say at the start of 30 days, I had 1,000 people, and at the end of those 30 days, I only had 800 people. That means my churn rate would be 200, which is 1,000 minus 800, divided by 1,000, which is the number of clients at the start of the period, and we times it by 100 to get 20%. Because 20% of the 1,000 people that are there at the start of the period are no longer there. So our churn rate is 20%. Now, before I show you how to use this spreadsheet right here to get accurate answer for your churn rate and how you can track it over time, the first thing I want to do is get a rough estimate of what your churn rate currently is. And to do that, we're going to answer 3 questions. And by the way, guys, if you do want access to the spreadsheet I've created here, which I'll be using for the rest of the video, it's 100% free. All you have to do is click the first link in the description, go to our Scale Proof community, join in, head over to the classroom section, go to YouTube resources, and within YouTube resources, you'll find a module here within a complete breakdown that will have it just like this in the link where you can click it, make a copy, and then it's yours. It's 100% free, guys. First link in the description. Not necessary for this video, but it will make your life a lot easier and you won't have to do any of the calculations. So we want to answer these 3 questions right here, and I'll zoom in for you guys so you can see a bit better. The first thing we want to find out is how many active clients did you have 3 months ago, how many clients did you sign in the past 3 months, and how many active clients do you currently have. Now, I put 3 months here, but you can decide what period you want it, whether it's 6 months, whether it's 12 months, whether it may be. Just make sure that you have an accurate insight on these numbers. So for example, don't choose 12 months if you don't know how many active clients you had 12 months ago. For now, I'm just going to do 3 just to keep it simple. And once again, guys, remember, all we're doing right now is getting an estimate of your churn rate. In the second half of this video, I'm going to show you how you can use this side of the spreadsheet to get a much more accurate indication of what your churn rate is and how you can actually use it over time to track it much more accurately. But for now, let's keep on going the estimate. And it's the exact same thing I do with all of my clients at the start of an audit process to at least get an understanding of where they're starting at. So you want to go through this one by one and answer the questions. How many active clients do you have 3 months ago? Let's say I had 10 clients 3 months ago. How many actively signed in 3 months? Let's say I signed on 6 new clients. So 2 clients a month, not horrible, not great. And how many clients do you currently have right now? And for now, I'm going to put 30. Now, this calculate everything for you. You wouldn't have to do anything else. All you have to do is scroll a bit to the right and you'll see right now I've got a churn percentage of 18. And if you want some indication how we calculate it, we can actually just zoom in over here and get a better indication. So all we basically did is we did the clients we lost in the past 3 months divided by the total number of clients. To work out the number of clients we lost in the past 3 months, all we're doing is getting the total number of clients we had at the start of the period, adding the number of clients we had signed on and taking away the total number of clients that we have now. And then for the total clients we had in the 3 months, all we're doing is adding the clients that we had at the start of 3 months plus the different clients we signed on during that period. So in this case, we lost 3 clients during the period and we had 16 clients throughout the period. So that means our retention rate was 81% and our churn rate was 20%. Now, once again, guys, this is just a rough estimate and I wouldn't recommend using this as kind of the main indication for your agency because you might not have an exact number. And if we're going to actually track churn properly, we need a better indication of how it's changing over different times and more specific insights, like, for example, on your different offers or different things like that. And this is where the second sheet comes into play. Straight off the bat, you can see there's a lot more information that we can kind of play with. I'm going to talk you guys through how you can actually use this for yourself, so don't panic too much if it's a lot of information. But just to quickly run you over some of the key features we have here, we have average retention process, we always have the churn rate, we have the start and the end period, so you can kind of choose what date ranges you want to see specific churn. You can also filter by different services, which you have over here, and different employees, which you also have over here. And straight off the bat, I mean, you see a massive difference between this and the previous sheet, because with using this we can get more accurate insights on our churn rate, which will be more beneficial to just making different decisions or supporting different decisions as you continue to improve this number within your agency. So let's talk about how you can actually make this your own. The first thing you need to do is scroll a bit to the right and head over to the Your Services and Your Employees section. Now, first things first, you want to add your different services that you offer. So, for example, if one of the services you have is done for you ads, you'd add that here. If one of them was social media, add that here. If one of them was done for you, or let's say done with you program, you add that here. All you're doing is adding your services here because this is what we're going to use as one of the filters later on, so you can kind of see the specific churn rate of specific services. The next thing you can do is add your different employees. Now, the only reason I added it here is for bigger agencies that have a lot of customer success managers and they want to track individual churn rate depending on the success manager that's actually assigned to different clients. If it's just you managing your clients, I wouldn't worry too much about this. Just leave it as employee one and put your name. But if you do have a couple of CSMs, make sure to add them here because once again, if you go the way over here, you can see within the sheet we set up different filters. So if I wanted to see the churn rate for employee one, for example, this tells me only the churn rate with the accounts that are associated with employee one. So once you've actually gone ahead and added your services and your employees, now it's time to start filling in this information right here. Now, all we're doing here is listing out all the different clients that we have. Oh, so obviously this is example data right now, but when you have this, all you want to do is start replacing this with your own clients. So for example, here, I could put example company one. You can obviously change the retainer to your retainer. So let's say you did 3,000 or 399. Choose a specific service from the one you outlined before. It's going to automatically update for you guys. Choose a specific employee from the one you updated before. Once again, it's going to automatically update for you guys. Choose the start date, and if they have turned out, choose the end date. Now, once again, guys, I don't expect you to have this data for every single one of your current clients. So what I'd recommend doing is first add the different current clients, so the ones that don't have an end date, but at least you have a general understanding on the start date is, and make it a habit now that whenever someone leaves you, you come to the sheet and you go ahead and press this and update the actual end date. Same exact thing when someone joins, you can come in here and actually update the start date. Now, obviously, this is something you can automate over time to make your life a bit easier, but this video is not necessarily about automation. I want to focus specifically on how you can use a spreadsheet to track and measure your churn over time. And guys, that's pretty much it. Once you've gone ahead and actually added all your clients here with the different retainers, the services, employees, start date and end date, now it's going to automatically load this and you can begin using this. Like for example, if I wanted to get specific insights on what churn was between Q4 of last year, I can go over here, choose the start of October and choose the end of December, and this will only now show me churn for that specific date range. Or for example, let's say I wanted to see churn rate for a specific service that I'm offering, I can choose service one, or in this case, there's not much data, but if I go all the way back to June, hopefully we'll find something. So nothing here, so we have a 0% churn for churn one, which is a great indication. But let's say we choose another service, maybe we can go for service two. We can see this is 50%. So obviously there's a lot more work we need to do in order to improve service two. Same exact thing for employees. If you wanted to see the specific churn rate of an employee, all you have to do is choose them, and this will show you, okay, employee 4 has 33%, employee 3 has 0%. So he's obviously doing something right. Let me find out what he's doing and replicate it with the rest of the team. You also do get different all-time insights, such as the average retention period in months. So for example, here you can see what the average retention period is. Like for example, you have about 3 people that have a 16-month retention, which is really, really good. But you also have 8 people that have a retention lower than 8 months, so which is something you need to address. And then you also get an indication of the different clients for different services, which is quite interesting. Now, how can you actually use this spreadsheet? Because we've gone over how you can first get an estimate of your churn rate using the first half of the sheet, and then how you can begin using the second half of the sheet to actually track the churn rate in your agency. But how can we actually use this? How can we use churn rate to provide our clients with a better experience and hopefully make more money within your agency? Now, churn is like what we like to call a lagging indicator. Now, don't get too stressed out. All this basically means is that it reflects past events rather than give us insights into the future. Now, there are a lot of different ways you can use churn rate in your agency. And in all honesty, it's just a really good number to know. But what I'm going to take you through is two of the main reasons why I think track and churn is something that will have a net positive impact on your agency. So let's go into it. The first reason is you can identify problems. Now, this is the case for most KPIs, different things like, I don't know, churn rate, response time, health score, different things like that. You can actually identify what the problem is, and it gives you measurable insights on what you need to do to actually improve a certain bottleneck in your agency. So rather than you feeling like my business isn't growing, I don't know what to do, you can look at different KPIs like churn rate, and you know exactly what you need to do or exactly what you need to invest in to actually improve that number and then improve the overall experience within your agency. All this is doing is giving you a bird's eye view across different departments so you don't have to micromanage everyone to try and find out a problem which you might not even have real insights for. And once again, this isn't just specific to churn, this is more so for all the different KPIs that we actually have out there. But churn is an example of those. Because, for example, let's say within your agency, you're consistently signing on more and more clients every single month, but your revenue isn't going up that high. You can look at your different KPIs, and if churn rate has increased in the past 3 months, then that gives you an indication that, okay, marketing might not be a problem, but back end operations might not be a problem. So maybe I should invest more money into that so I can decrease my churn rate, make my clients happier, and make more money without stressing out the team. The second way I personally like to use churn, and once again, guys, there's different ways to do it, but this is just my opinion. I like to use that to actually measure results. So let's say in the previous step, right? You've gone and now, you've looked at your KPIs and you've identified a problem. Let's say it was churn, and you decided, okay, I'm going to invest into improving our client journey. I'm going to invest in improving our CS team, whatever it may be. Now you're going to go ahead and invest a lot of time and money into trying to fix this leaking bucket that you have. But with the data and using this sheet, track and churn over a set period of time, you can actually get an idea of whether it's improved or not. So rather than just shooting blind, doing something and just hoping it works, you can now assess it after a month, 2 months, whatever time period you want to use, and get an indication of if whatever you're doing is actually improving or worsening your churn rate. And the way you do that is using the data selectors, because guys, churn isn't an individual metric, it's something that's tracked over a period of time. So for example, let's say halfway through the year, I was looking over my KPIs and I noticed churn was really, really high. And after that, as an executive or wherever it is, the department head, I made the active decision to invest more money on the back end operations so we can try to decrease that churn rate, provide our clients with a better experience, and stop all the leaks within our agency, which is causing us to lose revenue every single month. At the end of a 6 month process or wherever it may be, you can go ahead and just change the date range to, for example, let's say July to the end of the year. And now we can get indication that the churn rate is actually decreased, which is a good thing. So now we know that our efforts are actually paid off and we need to keep on going with what we were doing. Now, obviously, if this wasn't the case, and let's say we chose the second period and the churn rate decreased, that gives us a better indication that what we're doing is not right and now we need to change things up. Once again here, all we're doing is giving all the different resources we need to actually make an informed decision rather than just, shooting blind and hoping for the best, because that doesn't always work out. It might in some cases, but you don't want to stress your team out trying to solve a problem and then 3 months down the line find out that what you're doing isn't even helping. So churn rate can be a way to actually do that properly. And that's pretty much it, guys. Very short video, but as promised, you now know exactly how to measure the churn rate in your agency with both a rough estimate and an accurate way to track your churn rate over time using the second half of the sheet. And once again, guys, if you do want access to that, all you have to do is join the first link in the description, join our free community, go over to Classroom. In the YouTube resources section, you'll find it somewhere in the complete breakdowns with a link just like this where you can press, and I'll take you over to the sheet. All you have to do to make it your own is press file, make a copy, so on and so forth. I'm not going to bore you with the instructions. I'm sure you're smart enough to figure it out. The last thing I'll say, guys, is tracking a number the wrong way is just as bad as not tracking it, if not even worse. So once you actually begin using a spreadsheet, in order for the data to be accurate, you actually need to update it. Let's say you're not using automation. Whenever a new client comes in, you want to come in and update the spreadsheet. Whenever a new client leaves, you want to come in and update that spreadsheet with an end date. There's no point going through all of this if you're just going to neglect it after a month or so, because then data is not going to be accurate. And rather than you just driving blind, you're going to be driving blind with the confidence that you have the data, which is just as worth, guys. So if you're going to make the time investment of setting this up for yourself, make sure that you have that reminder once a month or wherever else it may be to actually update it, because or else this whole video will be useless and you won't get any of the positive impacts from tracking something like churn within your agency. Apart from that, guys, that's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. If this video was helpful, then check out this video right here to show you exactly how you can calculate the capacity in your agency. This is another one of those important numbers that gives you an indication of the maximum amount of clients your agency can currently handle given your current resources. In that video, I have a similar approach to this one where I explain what the number is and then give you a free resource and talk you through how to actually use it so you can figure out what the capacity is in your agency. Apart from that, guys, that's it from me today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.